Right now, I'm on the biggest island, right here. But I'm from the Big Island. I was born and raised in Kona, Hawaii. I was raised in this place called Honau. Honau is the most intact sacred place in the state of Hawaii. There were other sacred places, if not bigger, but this one is intact. The others have been destroyed or damaged or whatever. And this is where I was raised.
What part of the island is it on?
It's on the south end of it's on the west side of the island.
Right.
West side of the Big Island. Of Hawaii, yeah. So a lot of things happen in Kona. This is the area I lived in. Kona is a district. To give you an idea, Kona, this is a big island. Kona goes from your leg to my leg. This is Kona. The island of Oahu can fit in just the north end of Kona.
Wow.
How big is that?
And you can drive it in a day?
In the day you can. Yeah, it'll take you about 4 hours or more, maybe 5.
That's that good coffee too.
Yeah, good coffee. So the Kona is where I learned most of my work. So every island has their own identity, their own Lomi identity. And one of the things that when I was growing up, when I was traveling with Auntie Margaret, it was different. We could communicate with different healers, different practitioners. But as an individual, when I went to another island and I wanted to learn something from another, a master in particular work, the first thing they're going to ask is, where are you from? And I say, I'm going to say I'm from the Big Island. And then they'll turn around and they say, you need to go back to your Big Island in Kona and learn from your kupunas. That's where, and they won't share. That's how it is. That's how it was. And that wasn't like that during a pre-warrior period. That came about later. So the opportunity for me, how I was able to overcome that, was in 1976 I was on a double hull canoe that sailed from Hawaii to Tahiti and Tahiti back, and National Geographic documented the whole thing. And after that voyage, we took the canoe to different islands, every district and every island, like a floating classroom with that experience. My underlying motive was to meet the healers in those districts. And then when we're sitting down like this, I would say, hey, can you show me your Lomi Lomi? Why is it different from my Lomi Lomi over there? And this was happening for the whole, all the islands. So I got privy to meet a lot of the people who died already. Different kind of Lomi. There were similarities and there are dissimilarities. The concepts, the principles were the same. How they approach. For example, Maui Papakalua, he worked on the abdomen. 85% of his treatment was in the abdomen area. And for me, it doesn't work because it has to work 100% across the board. And there's no way you can work on a male or a female that's been abused or whatever in the abdomen. It's just not going to happen. But you know, they were unique people. Some of them did intra-orifice techniques, which I don't need to do. And you know, and one of them did this, you know, cupping and you know, on the back. That's how they did Lomi.
Wow.
Who did that?
Uncle Auntie Mary from Kohala, her husband, Uncle Tommy. I forget his last name.
Auntie Margaret from Kona?
Auntie Margaret from Kona, yeah. I grew up in Kona knowing who she was. And she was a medicine person. She was a kahuna. But she didn't consider herself a kahuna. But we, you know, our parents knew her as a kahuna. It was a respectful term to give somebody who was a master in something. However, growing up, you also, as a child, you know, you also hear stories. And the adults always like to talk about the black magic story. Right? So the kahuna, you know, they take the hair and they do black magic voodoo stuff, you know. They don't call it voodoo, but the black magic. Right? So you get scared. They talk about all these stories, the ghosts, the light after they die, and oh man, you talk about running and hiding, you know, and somebody appears in a clothes, you know. One time we were kids, you know, my sister and my brother put a white sheet over them and ran through the yard like that. we just screamed and ran and hid under the closet.